Can we please have everyone off the field, ready for the next game to start? If we could please clear the field. Thank you. That's a 5-minute warning for both teams as we on the field. Thank you.
You got a broken foot. Rob.
Just a reminder to all spectators today in the junior event, there's no alcohol to be brought in on the junior venue. This is a junior event, there's no alcohol to be consumed at the venue under any circumstances. Thank you.
Support or
So I might just go and sit down there and get comfortable and then I'll come back after about 20 minutes if you don't have anything to say. You're in the year like the year before.
introduce yourself, you can do that, great. I can just put them over and hold. Have some fun with the ball. Have some fun with it. Like about there, if you can, it's a nice good on the direction mark. Doesn't have to be quite so much. It's good, oh, that's a bit real here. That's what makes fire. There's a welcome to come from Channel 7 with that one for that, and I'll have to go first. Alright?
Just on behalf of New South Wales Rugby League and WesternRams Rugby League, I'd like to welcome Aileen Allen to do the welcome to country.
Hello everybody, my name is Aileen Allen. I was from Dubbo, a proud Wiradjuri woman, and I am so privileged to open this today. I would like to begin by paying my respect to the elders both past and present, and the local Wiradjuri, the traditional owners of this land we are gathered on today. On behalf of the traditional owners, I welcome you all, both Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal people to be gathering here today. I hope this day comes as free of injury and a safe home wherever you come from. If you don't mind, for our traditional owners, I would like it a minute silence. Thank you very much.
Ready?
Yeah, we're on.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to Spooner Oval Forbes for the Mars Group Western Under-18s Youth League Grand Final. We have the mighty Forbes Magpies against Group 11 powerhouse Dubbo Cyms. Pretty good conditions down here on the sideline. I'm Andrew Poole from Canowna, and we also have the best in the business, one of the top coaches in Western New South Wales, Steve Sutton, as the lead commentator on today's game. I'll hand over to you, Steve, up in the box.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for that effusive introduction too, and we've got the game underway here. Forbes running from right to left in the black and white, and in the green and white we've got Dubbo Cyms, and Dubbo Cyms have been put to ground about 15 metres out from the line on tackle one as Joe from dummy half goes across field, picks up one of the back rowers in the blue headgear there. Can't see his number, he's a bit obscure, but he's put down about 20 metres out. Yo, who's got a very exciting player from dummy half, Joe Yo, very scheming type player. And Cyms kick early, down to Darcy Ledbetter, one of the better players in the Forbes side, and he picks the ball up just inside touch and heads across field where he's met by three Cyms defenders in a good strong tackle. Should be a very interesting game today, Andrew. Two really good sides. They've both gone through their campaigns undefeated. What are your thoughts today?
You mate, very impressed already in the opening minutes there by Joe Yo from dummy half, starting 100 miles an hour there, and the fullback there for the Forbes Magpies, Darcy Ledbetter, big player to watch in the big opening moments of the game here today. Tipping Dubbo Cyms, but should go down to the wire.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. And Forbes now with their inspirational captain, Jack Hartwig, bullocking his way upfield. And a strong run there. 3 defenders eventually put him to ground. Last tackle now. Ball goes back and it's gone back to Matt Noakes. He puts it high into the air. Getting under it is Noah Ryan, and he takes it comfortably. About 10 metres out from his own line. He heads across field where the defence meets him. And both sides going set for set, as you'd expect in a grand final here today. Two very good sides. Just slogging it out in the early minutes, looking for the ascendancy. And here's some big defence. Thomas Phillips manhandling the Dubbo Cyms player and dragging him back about 10 metres. And they'll play the ball about 8 metres out from their own line. Forbes getting off their line quickly, trying to put some pressure on. As Boland tries to truck it forward, makes about 6 metres, gets his side going. Now it's a little halfback, Haycock drifting across field, picking up Zach Williams, the big blonde-haired back rower. He beats one, then tries to struggle forward, and again that big Forbes defence pushing him back. Thomas Phillips again prominent there. Back we go out wide now, and we've got it out to the centre in Harrison Freeman, who's put to ground. Looking for the clearing kick. Back it goes from Bray Porter. Picked up by Ledbetter now. Here he comes. Back over to the 40. Back towards the halfway. He beats one over the halfway line, so you'd have to call that one a victory in the territorial stakes. And here's a penalty. Not allowing the player to get to his feet and play the ball, and Forbes will kick for touch and go on the attack. Looking at the Forbes side, players to look out for here, definitely their crafty 5'8", Matt Noakes, their inspirational captain in number 12, Jack Hartwig, big front rower, Thomas Phillips, and also Harrison Scott. Samuel Richards put down there, 20 metres out. See what Forbes have got. They're lined out to the right. Hartwig out the back to Greenhow. Oh, he's put it down. Bit of pre-game, bit of big game nerves there. Connor Greenhow thinking the pass ahead instead of concentrating on catching the ball, and that relieves the pressure. And Dubbo Cyms will now have a scrum feed about 18 metres out from their own line. Toing and froing so far, Andrew. Looks like it's going to be one of those games. What would you be looking for in this set from Dubbo Cyms?
I think Dubbo Cyms, they just need to regroup here. I think at a very opening stage, I think Forbes are just in front, but Cyms very professional club. They'll just be trying to get to their kick. Just for our mad punters out there, anybody looking at the first try scorer today, look no further than Harrison Freeman from Dubbo Cyms. He gets to the try line nearly every week, and good chance today. And here they come, Forbes very fast off the line. And we're through Dubbo Cyms. I better go back to the main commentator here. Over to you, Steve.
Yeah, great run there by the halfback Fletcher Haycock, and they've rolled on there. Joe Yo picking up the lock forward in number 13, Connor Mitchell, and he's put down. They've just edged into Dubbo's half now. They go wide again. Haycock, the ball's come loose. What's he going to rule there? He's ruled a knock on. Loose carry there, and Forbes, a bit of backslapping going on, as you'd imagine. They're happy after that little break there. Actually, I got that wrong then. It was actually Noah Ryan with the incisive run. Gave the credit to Fletcher Haycock, but it was actually Noah Ryan. Forbes with the scrum win now. They just feed it across the line. Ledbetter looking lively. He's put down about 5 metres inside his own half. And now here comes Hartwig again. Bullocking his way forward. He's picked up a good 15 metres there. And probably about 8 of those are post-contact, so excellent run there. Now it's Phillips. The old 1-2 punch. Hartwig followed by Phillips. I'm betting that we'll see a fair bit of that today. And here goes Hartwig again. He's certainly involved, trying to inspire his troops forward. Fanned out wide now. Comes out to Greenhow. Drifts across field. Picks up Ledbetter. Goes long there to Kobe Ryan, and we've got another error. So mistakes starting to flow into the game, and might be time for the message to come out to just get to their kicks. Andrew, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, a couple little nerves there. They get a bit of momentum, the Magpies, and a few nerves there in the bit of the execution, but very exciting. And the people were talking about it in the crowd earlier today. The two halfbacks, Connor Greenhow, great known family from Forbes, and also Fletcher Haycock, well known, a big member of the Dubbo community up there, the Haycock family, and looking forward to seeing both them halfbacks go to-ing and froing.
Well, here we go again, the old commentator's curse. Great run down the sideline, and then we come up with an error. So Forbes will have the scrum feed on the 40-metre line. Just both sides, just need to just maybe take a deep breath, settle down a little bit, and start thinking about the next 2 or 3 plays instead of the play just at hand. Big Isaac Nash there for Forbes with the black headgear put down on the 40-metre line. Phillips getting out dummy half, picking up Ramadi. He struggles up towards the halfway line. Tangle of arms and legs there as he gets to his feet. Tom Phillips again. Big run by the front row. He's got that right leg heavily bandaged. We hope that won't be an issue throughout the day. Ramadi backs up his front row partner with the next carry, and eventually he's put down around about 25 metres out from the line. They come to the left again with Greenhow. Greenhow goes out to the 20, Sam Richards, and Richards is put to the ground. 10 metres out from the line. Attacking chance here. Last tackle. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve. Greenhow goes wide. Picks up Noakes. Noakes with a little kick through. Chasers are coming. Dubbo Cyms have got it covered. They'll do well to get out of there. He's beaten 1, but he won't beat tackle 2 or 3. And that's a good, steady set there by Forbes, which is just what the coach would have been looking for, Brad McMillan, at this stage of the game. Just try and turn the screws a little bit, exert a bit of pressure on the Dubbo Cyms side, make them do back-to-back sets. Ledbetter with the ball. Gets up to about the 30-metre line before he's put to ground by the Dubbo Cyms defence. Ramadi surges forward, just settling things down. They've got the line either side now. They're going to go either side of the ruck. Matt Noakes goes across, picks up a good pass out wide there to Harrison Scott. He's put to ground. Phillips, they won't stop him from there. That was just too easy. Thomas Phillips just charged onto that ball like a wounded rhinoceros, and there was no stopping him. He nearly ended up in the river, he went that hard. We got the first try of the game, Andrew Poole, and it's big Thomas Phillips. So, what was he paying with Sportsbet, mate?
Yeah, rank outsider, but he showed today that he's very capable of. That was a big run. That's exactly what the Magpies needed, and he said, give me the ball, and he stormed over. And you're not joking either, he was close to going over the dead ball line. He was that excited. The temperature down here on the sideline has dropped a couple of degrees, but it's certainly heating up on the field. Well done, the Magpies.
Yeah, great start for Forbes, which is just what they would have wanted. They've got a pretty young team. They've got a lot of kids who are got another year in 18s next year, and some who are actually eligible for 16s this year as well. So they should have the bulk of this side will go around again. So there's a little bit of an experience there, but that'll settle the nerves as Noakes slotted that one quite comfortably from next to the post. So Forbes go to a 6-0 lead with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Noah Ryan lining up the kickoff for the Dubbo Cyms side. He'll drive it nice and deep. Goes out to Noakes. Noakes will look for his runner. Looks like, and it's the try scorer again. He's been tremendous so far in the first 15 minutes. That big Tom Phillips. First 10 minutes. Here goes Hartwig. That 1-2 punch. It's hard to stop. They know it's coming. But you've got to get the bodies in front of the runners, and that's not happening at the moment. Sean Towney with a good run takes them up to the halfway line now. So look at that tackle 3, and they're already there. Phillips again. Tackle 4, they're on the 40-metre line. Out we go to Greenhow. Greenhow puts the kick into the corner. Now this is good. Here's the chase. If this ball stays, there was a chance there. If that ball had stayed in play, Kobe Ryan was flying. If he could have got a bounce, he had the number 3 in Isaac Nash inside him, and we could have seen back-to-back tries. But what a great set after points, Andrew Paul.
Yeah, great set. It's like that big try-scoring play there. It's rubbed off on the halfbacks and settled the game right down. And Forbes right down there on the attack again, and they're certainly winning the battle of the field at the moment. They've got the territory all wrapped up. So look forward to another couple of sets of play here.
Dubbo Cyms now working play out of their own end. They need some quality ball, Dubbo Cyms. They've had no ball in their own, in Forbes' territory. The only 2 times they have made a foray in there, they've come up with a couple of errors. So they need to settle that middle third of the field down, where Phillips and Hartwig are just dominating that area at the moment and making it very, very hard on the Dubbo Cyms team. They need to get some leverage there. And as Joe Yo ducks out a dummy half, and once they get that little bit of leverage, Cyms, maybe we might see some of their likes of Bray Porter, who gets that kick away for them there. That's a good kick, and that'll bounce into touch, which will be good for Dubbo Cyms. Just settle things down, enable them to settle there, to get their defensive line set, and hopefully come up with a big defensive set here and try and force Forbes to come out of their own half under some sort of duress. Quite good conditions today. There's just a light breeze, but not much. Definitely the players won't be affected by heat or anything like that, which could have been an issue this time of year. Quite around about a 15-degree temperature, so good day for footy, and hopefully we're going to see a great game. As Connor Greenhow feeds the scrum, it's picked up at the back by young Billy Phillips, the younger brother of the big front rower, Thomas. Harrison Scott struggling his way up towards the 30-metre line for Forbes. Phillips out dummy half, picks up Hartwig. Oh, gee. A bit of an awkward position there. That could easily have been a penalty. But they've succeeded in slowing the play the ball down. But you know that number 2 is, that next runner is going to be Thomas Phillips after Jack Hartwig, and he's just done that and picked up 10 metres. But here we go. This is the error that Dubbo Cyms have been waiting for. After we've been giving him a massive rap, Thomas Phillips, he's come up with an error there, getting up to play the ball. Just a lack of attention to detail, a little bit of excitement, and we've got a bit of a fumble. And now Dubbo Cyms will get a chance to go on the attack. So looking forward to seeing the likes of Bray Porter and Noah Ryan get heavily involved in this set. Fletcher Haycock in the halves. Cooper Ferrari out wide as well for Dubbo Cyms. They need to get something going in the middle of the field, though, at the moment. The forward pack for Dubbo Cyms seems to be a little bit shell-shocked by this onslaught from Hartwig and Phillips, and they've certainly got them on the back foot. I'm looking for Charlie Holman or Zach Williams to step up here and start to lead his side forward. As Williams gets to his feet and plays the ball, Yo gets out dummy half, and we've got another error in the play the ball. I think Brett Fisher, coach at Dubbo Cyms, will be itching to get to his players at quarter time and just have a chat to them and settle them down. Give them a bit of direction. There's Leadbitter from the scrum. Gets around one, creates a bit of space. Still going. He's put the ground 5 metres into the Forbes half. And referee calls an end to the first quarter. It's 6-0 in favour of the Forbes Magpies over Dubbo Cyms. What are your thoughts on the first quarter, Andrew Paul?
Great start to the game there, and although it's only 6-0, it's been all Forbes Magpies, and I think the Dubbo Cyms there, they'll be glad to take the break and have a few oranges like we did in the old days and just regroup. Look forward to a great second quarter. Back underway, Steve, and I was just over there at both huddles, and we had the Forbes crew. They were saying, keep up the intensity, and I ducked over and had a listen to what was going on at Dubbo Cyms there, and the coach there said, boys, you just need to breathe and relax and start again.
Oh, here's a break for Dubbo Cyms as young Billy Phillips has come up with actually it might have been Connor Greenhale's come up with an error from dummy half, so that'll relieve a bit of the pressure for Dubbo Cyms. Yeah, I didn't realise how quick you were, Pulley, to get down to those two huddles and back in that time. You did a great job, mate. All this time I just thought you were plodding back raw in your days, and it turns out you should have been a flying winger. Dubbo Cyms now working the ball out from their 20-metre line. Boland, that's a good charge. They need a bit more of that. He picks up a good 10 metres there. Wide it goes from Porter out to Haycock. Ferrari, they're playing the ball up. It goes, Porter again goes to the line, throws a dummy, looking for runners. A little bit of hesitation there. They were very smooth, very fluent last week against St Pats. They look a bit startled, a little bit shell-shocked so far, Dubbo Cyms. As that kick dribbles into touch, about 15 metres out from the Forbes line. I think the Dubbo Cyms coach, Brett Fisher, would be very happy with the start of this second quarter. Firstly, the error from Forbes, and then he sides backed it up with a quite steady play, quite steady defensive set coming out of their own end. And now, all of a sudden, they've got Forbes working out from their own for 15 metres. Isaac Nash put the ground there close to the 20-metre line. Richards struggling the ball forward. Taken the ground by Boland and Yo and Haycock. Good run there by Isaac Nash. Picking up a good 6 or 7 metres as Billy Phillips gets out of dummy half. Goes for a bit of a scamper. Ragdolled to the ground by his opposite number, Joe Yo. Back we go for the clearing kick for Noakes. He just puts it onto his right boot, drives it down. Noah Ryan getting back for it. That's a good kick. He's just outside his 40 there, so it'll be a scrum. It'll be Dubbo Cyms loose and feed, but much better set from Forbes there after coming up with that early error to start the second quarter. Brings back memories of the old MCO Cup with the four-quarter football. For those of you listening that are old enough to remember that, going back to the 70s and 80s there. Of course, Western Division, very proud history in the MCO Cup as the only regional team to ever win it back in 1974 in its inception, as Zach Williams goes forward in behind the play of the ball. He's put down and rolled onto his back quite well there by big Thomas Phillips. Cyms now 32 metres out from their line. Yo goes back to short side, picks up Boland. He struggles forward another 5 or 6 metres. Kick goes downfield, snapped up quickly by Leadbitter. Bit of a step, that's his shimmy, and away he goes. He beats one. Now he starts to straighten up, gets play back to the 30-metre lines. He certainly looks lively, Darcy Leadbitter. Preston Thorpe out of dummy half. Met solidly by Charlie Holman. I think it might have been there. Actually, no, it wasn't. Thomas Phillips earning the penalty just as Dubbo Cyms was starting to feel their way back into this battle there. They were starting to get some momentum in defence and stop the Forbes go forward. And unfortunately, they've given away a penalty on tackle 3, just that lingering that a little bit too long in the play of the ball. Isaac Nash. Good build for a centre. Nice and big and strong, like an extra forward. Hugh Scott gets play up towards the 10-metre line. Out wide we go. Here's Noakes. Noakes throws a dummy. He had Hartwig outside him. Phillips struggling his way towards the line. The Dubbo Cyms defence meets him. He looked to offload there. Phillips, from his brother from dummy half. Billy Phillips, has he got it down? No, he's just short. A metre out from the line. Last tackle. What have Forbes got? Back we go to Noakes. Noakes tries to get it into the end goal. It's popped up as he maintained control. I think it's Jack Hartwig. I think it is, yes. Referee's going to give it. Lovely little grubber kick through there. Dubbo Cyms desperately trying to clean it up. But it's bounced up nicely for Jack Hartwig, I think it was, the captain, to dive over the line. So the old 1-2 punch. Thomas Phillips with the first try and Jack Hartwig with the second try, and that takes it out to 10-0. Probably soon to be 12 with this kick. Andrew Poole, Dubbo Cyms got it all to do.
They certainly do, and we talked about it very early on, and Darcy Leadbeater at the back there, that all started with him 2 sets ago. What a great run from fullback. He has got speed to burn, and he's run around everybody. And then it's big Thomas Phillips has got the penalty with a quick play of the ball, and then away we go down here, and the Magpies are in again. Now, I was at the game last week when Dubbo Cyms earned their way into the grand final, and one of the big aspects on them making the grand final was actually their defence. The Bathurst St Pat's side actually got over the try line 4 or 5 more times than points scored, and it was Dubbo Cyms that actually held them up time and time and time again. So not showing today, but they're still hanging in there. The Cyms boys, still plenty of time to go.
Bray Porter gets us back underway, drives it deep down towards Connor Greenhow, who picks up Scott. Scott hurdles his way over the 10-metre line through the tackle, I think, of Big Boland. And here we go, Thomas Phillips, off he goes again. Gets an offload away, back to his brother Billy. Billy sights a bit of an opening, scampers up, and on tackle 2, they're on the 40-metre line. It's just too easy for the Forbes middlemen at the moment. Wide we go to Noakes, he picks up his other go-forward man in Jack Hartwig, and he's well handled this time. He only picks up about 5 or 6, and he played the ball just inside his nose and half. Towney now with the run. Carries it up to the 40-metre line, where he's dragged down by the Dubbo Cyms defence. Chance here. Let's see what Greenhow's got. He's going to go to the air, I think. Drives it down to the corner. That's a well-placed kick. Noah Ryan's got to scurry across. He probably got caught a little bit asleep there, Noah Ryan. He was probably a little bit too central. And that gave Connor Greenhow the opportunity to just plug that one into the corner. And by the time Noah Ryan got across there, he had no option but just to kick the ball dead. So we've got a goal line dropout for Dubbo Cyms. And what a way to do it. You've just scored a try to go to 12-0, and the next set you force a dropout. Try here for the Forbes Magpies will certainly make it very, very difficult for Dubbo Cyms. Richards takes the dropout. Only a shallow one, only went about 30 metres. And straight away they're back on the attack, 15 metres out from the Dubbo Cyms line. Phillips from dummy half picks up Greenhow. Here's Scott again. Obviously a crowd favourite, young beam-me up Scotty, with the flowing locks and the no self-preservation running style. As wide we go to Noakes. Noakes goes out the back to Leadbitter. Leadbitter gets around one. He's got the winger out wide. Thorpe, he beats one, ducks up, gets it down, and the defence converges and drags him down a metre short. Leadbitter again on the back of that play. He's certainly hard to hold out, as here goes Hartwig, and he's over. Simple as that. 16-0, kick to come. It's black and white all day so far. Forbes Magpies, 16-0. Matt Noakes with a kick to make it 18-0. How did Dubbo Cyms get back out of this, mate?
It's all Forbes at the moment, isn't it? And you look around the crowd and everything here is black and white. Everybody's a Forbes supporter except a small contingent of Dubbo Cyms. I think for Dubbo Cyms to get out of this now, their front rowers really need to stand up. And probably the one thing we have overlooked, they are missing Lachlan O'Malley. He's been the form front rower of the entire competition. He's been scoring points from the referee nearly every week, and he succumbed to injury today. But it's still grand final and there's still a game, and we'd like to see Ryan Boland and Charlie Holman really stand up and try and match it. At the moment, it's all Phillips, it's all Hartwig, it's all Ramadi, it's all Forbes. So Cyms, 5 minutes to go. If they can get to 18-0 at half time, there's still a chance, but they need to hold on and they need to make some changes now.
Noakes failed with conversion attempt, so leaves us at 16-0. 5 minutes to go before half time. What a start for a grand final. If you're Brad McMillan, you'd obviously be very, very happy with your charges. Most coaches would take a 6-0 scoreline coming into half-time, but 16-0, nice lead to have as Porter gets us underway again. And let's see if this Dubbo Cyms defence can stand up now, as here comes Beam Me Up Scotty. And up he goes. You can hear the Forbes crowd cheering him on, and he's come up with the error. Well, here's an opportunity now. Let's see what Dubbo Cyms have got. This could be what they needed to get back into the game. Young Hugh Scott charged in 100 miles an hour, but the defence was equal to the task, and he's come up with a bit of an error there, and it gives Dubbo Cyms their first attacking opportunity. Rory Madden to feed the scrum for Dubbo Cyms, one of the replacements in the red headgear. And Bray Porter and Noah Ryan, let's see what they've got up their sleeve as Porter drifts across field. Dummies to Ryan, goes wide. Good tackle. Great defence there. Jack Hartwig. Big tackle on the Dubbo Cyms ball runner. Robbie Moore takes play 10 metres out from the line. Gets to his feet and plays the ball. Yo, back to Madden. Wide we go to Freeman. Freeman's just short of the line. Porter. Pass out, the ball goes out there on the bounce out to Ryan, and there's a poor pass. Bad hands. It's just not Dubbo Cyms' day at the moment. As Harris and Scott come up with the ball, and now Forbes will work away from the danger zone with Thomas Phillips. The other Beam Me Up Scotty Harrison with the run this time. Takes play up towards the halfway line. Oh, some big defence coming in from Dubbo Cyms there. Joe Yo trying to inspire his team. But at the moment, it's just not happening for Dubbo as Forbes comfortably out of the danger zone, and they'll go back to Noakes now, and he'll put a little kick over the top where it's taken nicely by Will Malloy, and he's put to ground 20 metres out. 2 minutes 30 seconds remaining in this half. Forbes will be looking just to get to half time here without conceding any points. Dubbo Cyms obviously need something to get them kick-started, to give them a little bit of confidence going into half time, because it's a big mountain to climb from here. Wide we go. Ryan out to Porter. Long pass out there to Longhurst. Comes back in field, still going. Takes play down to the 40-metre line. When they've had a bit of joy down that left-hand edge of theirs, Andrew, maybe they should just look to go to the middle and come back there a little bit more often.
Yeah, look, I certainly don't think the game's over. There's plenty of talent there in the Cyms side to score points, but at the moment they've got what we call the nervous Nellies. When I was playing 5'8" in the under-15Bs back in 1990, we called it the nervous Nellies, and you just need to breathe, watch the ball into their hands and get it to the next player. And I think if Dubbo Cyms do that, they're well and truly back in the game.
7 tackle set here as Isaac Nash takes the ball forward for Forbes. Gets play up towards the 30-metre line, and here he is again. Well, if I was doing 3-2-1 on the first 40, he'd get the 3 points and the 1 point, and I'd give Jack Hartwig the 2 points at the moment. That Thomas Phillips, he's been tremendous. Connor Greenhill ducks and weaves before the defence converges on him. Here's Scotty again. Beam me up, Scotty. Hugh Scott charging the ball forward. Mullet flowing in the bruise. Noakes. Ball goes down. Dubbo Cyms come up with the ball. And there's an error on the back of that. We'll have a double knock on, and Dubbo Cyms will still get an opportunity if they're quick. They might get 2 or 3, they might get a couple of tackles in if they're quick, although there don't seem to be any sort of hurry to pack this scrum and stop the clock at all. I think they've sort of decided that's enough for this half. We'll go out and we'll try and score 18 in the second half and hold Fort Magpies to 0. The kick from the scrum base. Well, the bloke in the middle, Noah Ryan, is about 10 metres offside, but it's been gathered in by Kobe Ryan for Forbes anyway, and he's diffused that situation. And we've got a penalty. Looks for a high tackle. just as the half-time siren blows in the background. And now we've got some restless natives. I think one of the boys said, my dad could beat your dad in a fight, and the other boy said, no, he couldn't. Is that what you heard, Andrew?
Yeah, a bit of a kerfuffle from down here on the sideline. They come running in, but yeah, not much in it. The referee's in control, and take the chance to thank our officials for today. They've been under the COVID restrictions just like everybody else, but our man in the middle and the sideline eyes, they look very fit, and they've had a good season as well, thanks to our officials.
So one play left in this half. I'm tipping they'll probably just take the tap and just run it and just get the half over and done with. Before they do so, the referee's going to call both captains in and say, listen, we're not here. I'm not here to referee a boxing match. I'm here to referee a rugby league match. So let's just keep it nice and cordial and within the rules. And I'm sure the boys will respect that and get back to playing footy. And Noakes takes the tap and just duly kicks the ball over the sideline. And that'll do us for the end of the first half of the Mars Group Western Under-18s Youth League Grand Final, where the Forbes Magpies hold a commanding 16-0 lead. So far for Forbes, the forwards have just dominated through the middle. Thomas Phillips, Jack Hartwig, Sean Towney, those sorts of guys just charging the ball forward. Billy Phillips gets a bit of space off the back of that. And then Matt Noakes and Darcy Ledbetter out wide pulling the strings. Dubbo Cyms just need to try and rest a bit of our momentum. They need to get a good start to the second half. An early try obviously would be helpful, but there's a fair bit of work to do in the second half for Dubbo Cyms. Andrew Paul.
Yeah, nobody's leaving yet. I think there's plenty of class in the Dubbo Cyms side. Look at there, Noah Ryan, you look at him, you look at Joe Yo, and you look at Harrison Freeman. I'd be trying to get the ball to him as often as I could, but certainly they need to get a bit of go forward in the middle through their big front rowers. But we'll be staying here till the final. Dubbo Cyms, one of the glamour clubs of country New South Wales, and they won't give up without a fight.
Well, we're back at Spooner Oval. Forbes here for the second half of the Mars Group Under-18s Western Youth Grand Final. Dubbo Cyms just taking the field with a big mountain to climb, 16-0 down. They will kick off through their 5'8", Bray Porter, and they'll be looking to force an error from the Forbes Magpies, who no doubt will rely on Thomas Phillips and Jack Hartwig to drive them forward as they did relentlessly in the first half, as we're underway in the second half of the grand final. The ball goes down there to, I think it might be Richards or Towney, I can't see from that side of the ground. Turn around, show me your number. Now that's Ramadi taking the ball forward. The other front row, that's a good charge. He gets up to 30 metres and wide we go. Greenhow, Noakes, a dummy, a step, beats one, comes back infield, put down there by the Dubbo Cyms defence, up to the 40 metres on tackle 3. Here goes Jack Hartwig, bullocks his way up over the halfway line. Claimed by Dubbo Cyms defence, tackle 4, and normal service has been resumed as, guess what, Thomas Phillips rolls off the back of Jack Hartwig this time. Takes play down. Oh, here's the mistake, but it's going to be a strip. On the last tackle, that is what they call a coach killer. As quick taps taken as Towney charging the ball forward up to the 20-metre line. Ragdoll to the grand final, to the ground there, sorry, by Yo. Wide we go. Ledbetter gets a pass out to Nash. They're 8 metres out from the line. Dubbo Cyms defending grimly here. As Ramadi charges the ball forward, 2 metres out. Wide we go from Greenhow. Pass on the bounce to Ledbetter. He props. Sizes the situation up. Goes around one. But he's wrapped up nicely there by Ferrari. What a name for a centre, Andrew Paul. Cooper Ferrari. Could you think of a better name for a centre than Cooper Ferrari? Maybe Andrew Gazelle. After you or Gazelle, like when I watched you play a few years back. Andrew, what do you think of that name for a centre?
As soon as I got the team sheet through, I thought, Ferrari, mate, why wouldn't you give him the ball? With a name like that, I'm sure he can run. And, yeah, he's going all right today too. He just needs to see a little bit more ball.
And great defensive set there by Dubbo Cyms. They've held Forbes out. Now they'll work play out. And that'll help. Offside penalty. As drives the ball downfield, and that's a good line finder. That's going to find touch just 42 metres out from the Forbes line. So here's a really, really big chance for Dubbo Cyms. And what was said in the dressing rooms at half-time, Andrew?
Yeah, it was like the Cyms coach was listening to us up in commentary. He said to the players, come on, you front rowers, I know we're missing our best player, but we need you to stand up. We need you to play the ball fast, and we need you to get over that advantage line and make some room for our fast backs. Over in the Forbes dressing room, very, very happy with what we've seen out there today. Don't take the foot off the throat, though. Just keep on playing.
Haycock picks up Holman. Bit of a story behind this front row. He's actually a Redben college student at Forbes here. Couldn't get a run in the Forbes side, so he got a clearance and went to Dubbo instead. And here he is fronting up against some of his schoolmates in the grand final as Cyms are put to ground 30 metres out. Williams steps inside, beats one, gets an offload. Porter picks up Boland. Boland dragged down 11 metres out, last tackle. They need a good kick on the end of this, and if not points, they at least need a repeat set. Haycock puts a kick in, the chase is on. Ledbetter gets there first, and he bats it dead. So that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Dubbo Cyms. A little bit of pressure here for Forbes to absorb. And if Dubbo Cyms could get on the board here, it'll certainly put a different complexion on this ball game. But a much better set. Some good go forward there by Zach Williams, who was a WesternRams rep earlier in the year, and they probably need to see a little bit more out of him in this second half if they're going to be any chance of reeling in this 16-point deficit. As Boland brings the ball back from the dropout, he'll play the ball about 23 metres from the Forbes goal line. Back it goes to Haycock, picks up Holman. Holman charges at Phillips, and Phillips throws him to the ground. Haycock back inside to Williams. Williams with that footwork. Beats one. Comes to Hartwig. Hartwig says you're not going any further. Actually, it was Ramadi, I think. Oh, actually, Morris. Anyway, dummy half. Joe Yo, very close, but the defence is equal to the task. Williams at dummy half. They'll go back here for Porter. Porter looking wide. Here's Ryan, and Ryan will stroll over. And that's what Dubbo Cyms needed to start this second half. Nice play there. Porter going to the line, holding that pass up. The block runner went through, and around the back comes Noah Ryan with the pace, and he outstripped the defence to the corner. So a big kick coming here from the sideline. But that's what Dubbo Cyms needed, Andrew Paul.
Thanks, Steve. And it's exactly as I heard you call it from up there in the grandstand. Zach Williams, they need a lot more out of him. Now, he's touched the ball 3 times in the first 6 minutes of this half, and he's had 3 big runs. He's got over the advantage line. He's got to his feet first, and he's created some momentum for his outside backs. And Dubbo Cyms need a lot more of that. And like I said, we're certainly not going to write him off yet.
Porter with the sideline conversion, and from where we sit, we'll get a perfect view of this. Not much to Breeze to worry about. I'm tipping he'll probably start her out to the right and try and draw her back. He steadies himself. Takes a couple of deep breaths. And he's hooked it. 16-4 the score remains. But a promising start to the second half for Dubbo Cyms. The repeat set just what Dubbo Cyms needed there, and they were able to compose some points on the back of that. I think the trick here for Dubbo Cyms will be to try and starve Forbes a possession in this second half, and when they do give Forbes the ball, they've got to control where Forbes are getting it. Too many times Forbes were getting over the advantage line, and that would be enough for Brett Fisher to throw his program down in disgust and maybe kick 2 or 3 chairs. The coach is looking very calm and collected, though, despite that error from the kickoff, which is going to allow Forbes to go straight back on the attack and possibly answer that try by Dubbo Cyms with points of their own. It was one of those awkward ones, Andrew, where the ball just wasn't quite high enough for the guy to get to, so he thought, I'll let it bounce, and as soon as he let it bounce, that rugby league ball can do some funny things, can't it?
Yeah, absolute crazy. And Wallace, the coach, looked calm. The head certainly went down and the shoulder slumped, but looks like they got the ball back here and things are going to go their way. Now I see young Brad Stanford on the sideline there warming up. He is a well-known absolute speedster from Dubbo Cyms. He scored quite a lot of tries in the second half of this year, and if Cyms are chasing points, well, he's the man to go to.
Yeah, mistake there from Forbes on the second tackle, which is uncharacteristic. They've been pretty good with their ball handling in the first half, but an error there, which has relieved the pressure for Dubbo Cyms. Working the ball away from their own line now, as here's Williams again. Just got that little bit of footwork at the line, Zach Williams, which normally enables him to beat the first tackle. But he's claimed by the Forbes defence. How wide we go now? Porter, crossfield. Connor is... Last tackle now for Dubbo Cyms. On the halfway line. Fletcher Haycock just pops it onto his boot and drives it straight down the throat of Darcy Ledbetter, and he will bring the ball back towards the 20-metre line. Well, they probably need a bit more from their kicks than that. That was sort of one of those kicks. He didn't know whether to kick it high or kick it long, so he kicked it low and straight to the man. No pressure whatsoever. Even just a midfield bomb in those circumstances, just to make it a contest for possession, might have been a better option. But they certainly need to put a bit more pressure on the Forbes back three with their kicking game than what they have done. As here we go going forward again, we had the reliable duo taking control again for Forbes in Thomas Phillips and now Jack Hartwig. He's met by Porter. And with the help of a couple of teammates in Riley Wake and Joe Yo, he's put him to ground. Back we go now to Matt Noakes. Good defence, and that's forced the error. And that should be a changeover. Great defence by the Dubbo Cyms side. Well, hasn't been a good start by Forbes to this third quarter, Andrew. They've had a couple of sets which have really gone nowhere, including one on the try line, which resulted in a handover on the last tackle. They didn't even get a kick away. And a couple of errors, and then one on the last tackle there to hand play over on the halfway line and give Dubbo Cyms some good field position.
And with that, we've just seen Dubbo Cyms put the ball down on the first tackle. Just a nice, easy catch there, but never mind. And down here on the sideline, mate, the coaches aren't enjoying it very much. They're getting very frustrated at the play, but listen to the crowd, mate. They love it. Sometimes a few drop balls like that just add to the excitement and the anticipation of the game. And it's country footy. I'm certainly enjoying myself, and reminds me I wouldn't be a coach for quids.
And the benefit of that too is they get to pack a few more scrums, and for some of these guys it's the only chance they get to cuddle someone in their lives, so great opportunity as the ball goes wide from Greenhow to Nash. Nash tries to get around the outside of his man, but he's put to ground there by Freeman, and he'll play the ball 40 metres out. Forbes charging the ball forward, just laying that platform that they've done so well today. It's Towney with a little bit of a jink in his step, leans forward into the defensive line. They put him to ground. Wide we go to Greenhow. Now to Noakes. Noakes picks up Hartwig. Hartwig charging the ball forward. 20 metres out from the line now. Noakes again, getting his hands on the ball, putting the kick into the end goal. The chase is on. Cameron Longhurst has done well there to stay in the field of play, and Dubbo Cyms will come up with the ball about 5 metres out. Zach Williams. One of the most thankless tasks in the game, taking that ball up first run after a kick when the defensive line set. As Dubbo Cyms go wide, they look to catch Forbes short on the left-hand side there, but the Forbes defence is equal to the task. They haven't really gone real far in this set. So now we're going back to Noah Ryan. He's going to put a big kick downfield. That's a huge kick. And we've got a massive chase here. That's a massive kick by Noah Ryan. Darcy Ledbetter charged with the task of bringing the ball back. And that's a great play. Easy way to pick up 70 metres there. Dubbo Cyms now. Oh, no. We've got a penalty for a high tackle. I was just about to say Dubbo Cyms need to turn the screws here and keep Forbes pinned in their half, and they've given them an out with an easy penalty. They'll kick the touch and probably have play back on the 30 metre line very shortly. That wind seems to have picked up. What can you tell me down there, Andrew?
Yeah, the wind should be just drifting across the field from the east to the west in a bit of a swirling motion there, and Dubbo Cyms, every player on the field's giving them 100%. They're just not clicking as a team, and every time they do the hard work, they seem to come up with an odd mistake or a bad penalty. But look, let's take nothing away from Forbes. They're just momentum at the moment.
So here we go again. Thomas Phillips charging the ball forward. Takes play to the 20 metre line, sorry. Once again, following on the back of some good work by Jack Hartwig as Connor Greenhow goes wide, picks up Ledbetter. Ledbetter met by the defence, so some good defence out wide there by Dubbo Cyms. They're starting to read that play a little bit. The Forbes ball players maybe need to start hitting the front man or maybe putting a kick through the line to stop that outside man from coming up so quick. Because that's a big run there by Forbes. They'll play the ball 10 metres out from the line on the last tackle. We'll go to Noakes for a kick, I'd imagine. Here we go. He gets the little grubber in. Longhurst has missed it, but it's been forced in goal. I think, no, he's tackled in the field of play, which probably is a worse result for Dubbo Cyms because that means it's going to be a scrum 10 metres out from the Dubbo Cyms try line with Forbes Magpies loose and feed. I'm tipping that Dubbo Cyms won't be able to hold them out here, Pulley. I think this could be the death knell.
They're likely to score just from the momentum that the crowd's creating out there. Listen to that large Forbes contingent cheering and cheering and cheering. Just quickly, Steve, while the scrum's getting packed, Jack Hartwig, is he the captain because he's a good communicator, or is it because of what I'm seeing where he just inspires people with his hard work?
Just staying with the play here. In answer to your question, I think it's a little from column A and a little from column B, mate. Players look up to him because he's an inspirational player, but obviously he knows the game. He comes from a very well-known Forbes footballing family and a very talented young player. It's Forbes now just a metre out. Towney at dummy half. Come to Noakes. Noakes, dummy, steps. Equal to the task, though, as the Dubbo Cyms defence, which has been good so far in this half. They need to be good here again, though, as Ledbetter puts a grubber in. And they've done well there, Dubbo Cyms. And that's the end of the quarter. Cyms have done well to hold them out, but it's 16-4. There's still a lot of work to do for Dubbo Cyms. We'll be back very shortly. Play about to recommence for the final 15 minutes of the season here. Forbes defending a 16-4 lead. Dubbo Cyms with it all to do. They'll play the ball about a metre out from their own line after a little grubber was put through there by Forbes. Darcy Ledbetter and well diffused. As Charlie Holman gets just into the field of play there. They need to get away from the ruck there a little bit. The Forbes Magpies are really compressed in their defensive line and they're making it hard for Dubbo Cyms to get off their end. Really missing their injured front row, Dubbo Cyms. As wide we go. We've got a replacement on the field. He's put to ground 5 metres out from the line. Tackle 4. They've gone 3 metres in this set. They need to go wide. They need to find something. And there's a good pass. Bit of space out wide here and he picks up a good 15 metres. But that's tackle 5 and they'll kick still within their 20-metre line. So they're going to need something big here from Noah Ryan again. He put a huge kick in. And we've got a penalty on the last tackle. I'm not sure what that was for. Pulley's telling me it was for holding a player back. So, yeah, I'm not sure why the Forbes Magpies would be worrying about holding the bloke back there when you've just forced your opposition to kick from 15 metres out from their own try line. But anyway, keeps the crowd back in the game as it gives Dubbo Cyms a chance with the ball. And they'll take the tap about 32 metres out through Joe Yo. Porter, Riley Wake, I think it is, with the ball. Hard to see the Dubbo Cyms numbers at times on their jumpers. Joe gets out dummy half, finds a bit of space up the middle, a bit of a... Nearly dropped that ball there as he started to scoot, and that sort of stopped his momentum. As here we go again, Ryan finding some space, and there's the penalty. And maybe that's the answer to this rushing Forbes defence is to quick play the balls and just get out of dummy half and go straight up behind the play the ball. As Porter doesn't muck around, wide he goes to Haycock. Picks up Madden, I think it is out there. Zach Williams with that right foot step. Back inside to the 20-metre line. A converted try here would certainly make this last 10 minutes very interesting. Trying to pick that number up. Can you help me out there at all, Pulley? The blue headgear playing the ball. Porter, crossfield. Picks up Wake. That's tough pass there. And it's come up with the error. He's looking to position. Looking to position his centre he was, but wasn't the best of passes. And we've got Nick Frost. He's the 19 in the blue headgear, is he? Actually, Connor Mitchell, 13. It was, there we go. Nick Frost has actually got red headgear. He's on the sideline there now, and he's in conjunction with Bo McIntosh looking to get on the field and try and make a difference for their Cyms counterparts. As Darcy Ledbetter, he's had a good game today, he played the ball. And Sean Towney, who's come into the game more as it's gone on. Thomas Phillips now charging the ball forward again. I'm tipping if Jack Hartwig's out there, he won't be too far away from the next run. It's wide we go to Greenhow. Nash skips to the outside. Taken by, I think it's either Madden or Stanford out there. Might be Stanford. He's the speed man, isn't he? As back we go now for the kick. Good defence by Forbes. They've got up very, very quickly there. Now Hartwig's got a bit of work to do. He does well, and here goes Beamy up Scotty. Skipping a jump, and off he goes. He beats one, and he's put to ground on the last tackle, 32 metres out from the Dubbo Cyms line. That's the second time in the last few sets that Forbes have failed to get a kick away. They need to get a bit of variation there. Maybe Connor Greenhow needs to take a bit of control for the kicking game because Dubbo Cyms have worked out that Matt Noakes is the main man. And every time he gets to the last tackle, they're up on him. As Nick Frost takes the ball forward. And Frosty Fruits gets to his feet, plays the ball. 16 is Bo McIntosh, who's gone into a playmaking role. Now we've got Bray Porter pushing him out of the way, saying, let me take control, son. And he dummies and picks up Zach Williams, and that's a good run by Williams. Needs to bounce to his feet quickly to give him some momentum. And as he does, and out goes Joe Yo. He makes a good 12 metres upfield. We need a good kick on the back end of this set, and they need to force an error. They won't need it now. Well, Brad McMillan must be sitting there thinking, come on, fellas. We're 16-4 up. We don't need to do anything stupid. We just need to tackle and limit the opportunities that our opposition gets. And here we go. We keep giving them opportunities as Frosty Fruits takes the ball forward again. Nick Frost put to ground. 20 metres out from the line. Struggles to his feet. Slow play the ball. Not what they want. Connor Mitchell. Nuggety lock forward. Porter. I'd like to see him take the line on, Porter. He's been catching and passing as he goes wide here. Defence is equal to the task. Porter again. Here we go. A step. And he's lost his foot. Feet. Must be a slippery patch over there. Losing their way a bit there as Joe Yo struggles the ball forward. Last tackle. Plays the ball. Back McIntosh. Here goes Porter again. What do we got on? Long pass. He's called it forward. Wow, that was going to give us the grandstand finish we were looking for. But the moment the ball left the hands, the linesman on that side, or the lines lady, she did not move an inch and just stood there motioning that it was a forward pass. So unlucky there for Cyms. There was some good vision there by Porter to notice the unmarked winger out there. It was just a matter of getting him the ball in the correct manner, and unfortunately didn't quite get it there as Thomas Phillips charges the ball forward today. For about probably the 15th time at least, I would imagine. And here's Hartwig. Good ball from Towney. Nice interchange passing there by the two back rowers. and plays up to the halfway just like that. Billy Phillips getting out of dummy half. Noakes setting it to Greenhow. Greenhow goes to Towney. Towney brings the play back towards the middle third again. Here we go. Greenhow on the left-hand side. He puts the kick into the corner. The winger's back there, marks it over his head. I think it's Longhurst over that side. Noah Ryan out of dummy half. Noah Ryan beats one. He was nearly away there. That would have been interesting because there was no fullback at home. It would have become an absolute foot race. And I would have been backing Noah Ryan to make it. It's wide go Dubbo Cyms. Riley Wake, dummy steps, comes back infield. Takes play up to the 40-metre line. They've got to start throwing caution to the wind now. There's not much time left in this game. There's 7.5 minutes. And Dubbo Cyms need to take some chances as here's a good short side raid by Porter. They just needed that one more pass and it would have put Brad Stanford away. And as my mate Andrew Pools reported, he can motor. And kicks over the top. Wicked bounce. Chance. Cyms have got the ball back, but the Forbes defence reacts. And they drag him down. Last tackle. Out of dummy half we go. Back it comes now to McIntosh. He finds Porter. Porter looking for an option. Puts a little kick over the top. But it's taken beautifully over there that side. And Forbes diffused the situation. Well, it's starting to get to desperation stakes now. Dubbo Cyms need to force an error here. Some big work goes in from Zach Williams. And then Tom Phillips says, give me a chance, son. I'll show you the way to go. And he puts his head down and picks up 15 valuable metres. Ledbetter back from fullback. Picks up another 10 and we're out to the 40 just like that. And he struggles to his feet. Might have copped a bit of a whack over the back of the head. Back to Connor Greenhow. Gets his left foot to the ball. Drives it down to Noel Ryan, who takes it on the 30. And back he goes. And he does a big don't argue, but the Forbes defence. Young Harrison Scott hanging on grimly there and putting the Dubbo Cyms man to the ground. Good old Scotty gets the job done. Backs up with another tackle there, Scott. There's more now with the ball for Dubbo Cyms. Well, we need to start stringing a few passes together here, Andrew. What would you have in your bag of tricks with 5.5 minutes to go and you're down by 12 points? What would you be drawing on?
Well, I was lucky enough that I was over at the huddles there at quarter time, and the Forbes team were like 13 Cameron Smiths in their huddle. They were cool, calm and collected, and the coach there was saying, let's be very, very, very professional. And over there at Dubbo Cyms, they were talking about playing the ball quick and gaining some momentum. Now, Cyms have done that at times. They just haven't been able to execute. But, yeah, I think if you've got class centres like Dubbo Cyms have got, you've got to try and find them. And 5 minutes to go. I think the next set they've got to score. And let's not write them off. It is a grand final day and there's still a chance.
Darcy Ledbetter bringing the ball out from his try line there for Forbes. Met by the Dubbo Cyms defence quite comfortably. And here comes Thomas Phillips. Oh, hadn't he? Sean Towney with the ball again now. Yeah, interesting question there, Andrew. Just with the game starting to draw to its conclusion. As here goes Jack Hartwig. He's busted him straight up the middle of the blocky back rower. He's looking for support. Chip, son, chip. Come on. And he's put down 30 metres out from the line. Great run by the inspirational captain. And there's a penalty. There's a penalty. Well, could have been deemed a professional foul there, but the referee's given him the benefit of the doubt. And now Forbes will kick for touch. Oh, yeah, well, we're just starting to talk about there's a split hair between, for me, Thomas Phillips and Jack Hartwig. They've been inspirational, both of them today. And here goes Scotty. Hugh Scott charging the ball forward. Jack Hartwig again now. Defence is equal to the task this time. They put him down on the 10 metres out from the try line. Phillips at dummy half. Goes to Towney, out to Noakes. Noakes to Phillips. Phillips! He's got his double! And that's it. That is the ball game. The 2020 Mars Group Premiers are going to be the Forbes Magpies. And they've done it on the back of their inspirational forward leaders, Thomas Phillips and Jack Hartwig. Super effort by these two players, Andrew Paul.
Yes, mate, that seems to be the grand final gone, and it certainly has been done on the back of Thomas Phillips and Jack Hartwig. Thomas Phillips, so big, strong, and brutal at times, and Jack Hartwig, mate, if you're a teammate of his, he'd be the sort of player you just wanted to hug every time you saw him. He's been an inspiration, fun-loving, but so determined to do what he's done out there, and yeah, it's all the Magpies. They've put up a good fight, Cyms, since they got to 16-0 to try and stay in it, but they haven't been able to claw their way back. So a couple of minutes to go to maybe get a late try, but well done to the Magpies.
Yeah, the old story, a good big man will always beat a good little man, and unfortunately for Cyms, they haven't had somebody that's been able to match up against Phillips and Hartwig, and that's been the story of the game. They've just owned that middle third, come up with 2 tries apiece. The two forwards, as Noakes has added the icing on the cake there with a nice little conversion. That takes the score out to 22-4, and it's the champagne corks are about to start popping. Of course, drink responsibly, and only if you're over the age of 18. Dubbo seems to have tried hard all day, but I think you nailed it a little while ago, Andrew, when you said they've just lacked that little bit of execution. At times they've looked a little bit disjointed in attack. They've come up with some errors at crucial times, and they just haven't put Forbes under enough pressure. And here goes Phillips again. He's my man of the match. And as I say that, the old commentator's curse, he comes up with an error. And Cyms come away with it. Chance for a consolation try here for Dubbo Cyms. They're working the ball forward, and this. Yeah, Cyms have had some good players. They've tried hard, but it just hasn't been their day. Sometimes you turn up to a footy ground and things just don't go your way, and that was what it was like for Dubbo Cyms today. No doubt they'll learn from this and come back better players next year, as Joe Yo goes from dummy half, gets over the try line, but I'm tipping he's held up. And yes, he is. He'll bring the ball out about 5 metres and he'll play the ball. 35 seconds left as the Forbes bench is up. Just about to run onto the field and start embracing their teammates as we come out right to Noah Ryan, gets the pass away to Stanford, I think it is, out on this side now, and he's put to ground. 2 metres out. Porter. Yep. Last play of the game. It's from dummy half. We could have a try, and we have. I think it might have been not Connor Mitchell. Charlie Holman, it might have been. Getting a consolation try. 22 points to 8, that makes it. Well, that's the end of the section. We're going to take the kick at goal. We are. Looks like Bray Porter's going to line up the conversion. There must be an legal obligation there because of the footy tab picked the score. That'd be the only reason why I'd be taking the kick. And he duly sends it straight down the high diddle. And we'll have a full-time score of 22-10, which is probably a good indication of the difference between the two sides. Forbes, it was a scrappy opening, but once they settled into their groove, Forbes, particularly off the back of Phillips and Hartwig, they've just looked a more controlled side, and they've done the little things a little bit better than Dubbo Cyms today, and that's given them a 22-10 grand final victory. Andrew Poole, your thoughts?
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. I won't be too long, mate. I'm about to get swamped by the crowd down here looking for autographs of commentators and autographs of players, but I don't think Cyms are ever going to be out of it. As you watch the game, it was fairly close, but as you said, the end result was probably the end result, 22-10, and they just couldn't quite execute. But congratulations to both clubs too, not just making the grand final, but certainly getting on the field in what has been an extraordinary year with COVID-19 and everything else that's gone on. And congratulations to our Western officials that have made all this happen as well. And I know we don't thank them very much, but I thought the referees today did a very, very good job in difficult conditions out there, being a grand final and the changes in the weather. But, yeah, great game of rugby league all round in Forbes. And, Steve, well, I'm not sure what the future holds, but I hope to catch up with you next year.
Cheers, Bully. Thanks, viewers. Enjoy your day.
Those Forbes, Magpies and Dubbo Cyms, please come over to the official table for the presentation.
Good on you. I'm not waiting on my thing for this presentation.
Can we please have Forbes, Magpies and Dubbo Cyms make their way to the presentation table? That is Forbes, Magpies and Dubbo Cyms make their way to the presentation table. Thank you.
Yo, can you please come forward? Just got Dubbo Cyms captain Joe Yo to say a few words on behalf of Western Youth League runner-up Dubbo Cyms.
I'd just like to say thanks to everyone that helped us to come together, and shout out to Forbes that have been back for a couple of years now, and shout out today, they're pretty hard to beat. We probably just weren't good enough today, and that's just footy. Thanks.
Thanks, Joe, and congratulations on a wonderful season. He's runner-up in the Player of the Year for the Under-18's Youth League, behind Kyle Macquarie, who took the medal from St. Pat's. If we could Jack Harvey, please come forward. Jack Hartley, please come to the presentation table. Thank you. Jack Hartley, captain of Forbes Magpies, 18. Thank you. First award for the winner and also for the player of the match. This could have gone to two players. In the end, Jack just picked his mate conflict for the player of the match medal. So Jack Hartley, man of the match for the grand final, presented by $8. Before I get you to break into a speech, I might get Ace to present the winner's trophy as well, and then we'll get him to say a few words on behalf of the Western Youth League 2020 Premiers.
Now, first of all, I'd like to thank the team for coming over with the cracking game right to the end there, and we're very thankful for you all for coming over. To all supporters, thank you very much for coming. The boys enjoyed it. I've been really cheering us on all the way to the end, so a big thank you to you too. This is the book.
That'll do us, that'll